If you are watching this now, it means you are watching a movie, right? You're watching me on the screen, right? But does that mean this is not real? Does it mean I'm not real? Am I? Are you you? Who's who? Well, if you love movies, then the next strategy I'm going to give you is going to be something that can help you make better decisions in your life, and you can make better decisions when it comes to goal achievement. We all have goals that we want to achieve every day, and we have to make decisions every day. And the question is, by tomorrow, are you going to be looking back on the decisions you make today and say to yourself, yeah, I'm happy with myself? In other words, will tomorrow me be very happy with today me, the decisions that I make? Tomorrow, will I be happy with the decisions that I made today? Right. So movies, MVS, movies. So movies, you are always making movies of yourself, and I don't mean with your camera. I mean with your mind. You are making movies of yourself with your mind, right? Now, imagine that there is a version of you, a multiversal self. Multiversal self, MVS, multiversal self, meaning imagine out of all the possible choices that you can make, imagine out of all the possible choices you can make, all the possible decisions you can make when you are faced with a situation, then you can obviously make the best decision or a very good decision, or you can make a decision which, as you are standing there or sitting there or thinking about it, you already know this is not really the best decision I want to make. I should be making that other decision. But for some reason, there's nobody to see what I'm doing. There's nobody really going to ask me why, right? So, you know what? I'll just make this decision. I can do it again tomorrow. I can do it again next week, or I'll try again some other time. But this is where the MV is coming, the multiversal self. So it's just a concept, it's just an idea. Like, for example, right now in psychology, there is this idea called the future self. Future self being researched by psychologists and is being used quite successfully for goal achievement. So instead of when it comes to a goal, you are always worried about your past self, comparing yourself to all the things you've done in the past and thinking to yourself, no, I can't do the next task or the next goal that I've set for myself, for the simple reason that in the past there's nothing there that shows that I've ever done something like that. So I am not sure if I can do that in the future. Well, you can now, according to research and psychologists and neuroscience, they say you can use something called future self, and it has been studied, and it has been proven quite effective to help in goal achievement. Now, what is that? Because I want to compare it to MVS, which is multiversal self, right? So, future self, according to the future self, right, what happens is that you, instead of thinking, when you are faced with a choice, when you are now busy with your goal and you want to achieve your goal, and now you have to make a choice, the automatic way that our brain works, the automatic way, the default mode is, it's going to think about the past. It's going to compare you to your past. Have I done something like that before? Have I done something like that before? Have I done something like that before? And then it's going to see were you successful or unsuccessful. Now, sometimes the goal that you want to be achieving is maybe a bigger goal, a different goal, a more audacious, daring goal, than anything you've done before. Is different. So then there isn't maybe something in your past to compare with. Now, that is in fact, if you have done anything that is in the past similar to that, or that shows you have a nice track record of those kind of successes, then it is a good idea to be thinking about your past and to be using those ideas there and those successes, to be helping you think about your future. In terms of, now I'm going to make a decision. I see in my past I've done something like that before. Now, therefore, I know I can make something like that again, a decision. and it's going to work out. I'm going to win. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to achieve this goal. So, if for example, you did that, that would be a great thing. But there is a better way of actually doing it. So that is not wrong. That is quite good. That's very good. But if, for example, in your past you didn't have a lot of things to go on of successes, then here is a very powerful way of thinking of it. Your future self, right? So in the future, you're going to be one day somebody, right? So the idea is to think of yourself in the future, who you will be when you achieve the goal. See yourself clearly, imagine it, right? It's just you right now. You are here, you are real right now, but you're not thinking about your future. So you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now, 20 years from now. But what you can do is psychologically, right now, you are here. So the thing is, you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You have no idea, right? But what you can do is you right now in your mind, with your thoughts, with your thinking, you can psychologically use neuroscience, you can use science, you can use your own mind, your own biology, your own psychology to actually think of the future in a certain way. And if you think about the future, if you think about the future, so this means not the future is still coming, but you can think about the future in a way that's going to be very, very effective for you to one day in the future arrive with the goal achieved exactly the way you want to achieve it. Now, that is where future self comes in. So, future self is when you are going to imagine yourself already. So, you visualize, you hear, you listen, you see, you basically make a movie in your mind of something that never happened yet, of a future self that you achieved that never happened yet. So, you are going to imagine and replay that movie for yourself many, many, many times every day, maybe 3 times a day, morning, midday, evening, right? So you can do that. Now, what I want to talk about is the multiversal self, the MVS. What is the multiversal self? You know, there is this idea, according to quantum physics or astronomy, that there might be something called a multiverse, meaning there isn't just one universe, there are so many, 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 many. Now, doesn't matter if it is or it isn't. We are going to only use once again the idea of the multiverse. The question is, there are many, let's say, versions. Just because you have many decisions, many choices, you can make millions of decisions, right, in your lifetime. And each one is going to take you closer and closer to the best version of yourself, the best version, your highest self. Now, that person that you could be if you had made the very, very best decisions, not the very, very best, but in most cases, you made great decisions. And then that person would be your multiversal self, your highest multiversal self, meaning it is the person that you could be and the person you would be most proud of becoming one day. It's like saying it's my legacy to myself. One day I would like to be this kind of person. So the question is, who would you like to be 10 years from now? I didn't ask what you want to achieve 10 years from now. I'm asking who would you like to be 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, even 6 months from now. Who would you like to be? Now, once you ask that question and you answer it, now we can ask what goal do you want to achieve? Because the person that you probably said you want to be is going to be, I guess, a person who achieved their goals, a person who persevere, a person who has their mind locked onto whatever they decided to do, a person of purpose. It's a person of perseverance, a person who's doing the best, trying to make the best decision, trying to live the best life, trying to make, in every decision, to be the best, to do the best. Of course, there will be your days of relaxing. You can't be going all the time, 100%. In that way, you must relax. You must take a break. But then, when it comes to when you are now saying, right now, this is me, I'm not going for my goal. This is me. I'm trying to show up as the best version of myself. I'm trying to show up as the one who makes the best decisions. Now, today, right now, if you're going to think about any goals that you have that you decided to go for, and today, right now, you have to make a decision. And now it's either must I do this or mustn't I do it? What should I do? This or that? Now, there could be the decision that is a better decision, or there can be the one where you can say, okay, I'm not going to do it now, I'll do it tomorrow. Now, are you supposed to do it now? Were you supposed to do it now? Did you say you were going to do it now? So if you said you were going to do it now, in the multiversal self, you imagine that person. In other words, just imagine you standing there, another person, another version of you, who you could have been the best version. So imagine now, as I also said, that you are also making a movie in your own mind of yourself about what you're doing. And tomorrow, if you don't make the right decision now, then tomorrow you are going to be replaying that movie of yourself. And the question is, will you be very happy with the choice that you made? Not really, because you're now going to think, yesterday I should have made a decision, I should have done this. So anytime when you come to a decision where you can say to yourself, oh, maybe tomorrow I won't really like to have made the wrong decision here, right? So tomorrow me must be me today. Tomorrow me thinking about me. Now imagine tomorrow the person that you want to be, right, is now going to think back on the day before, and now you made a decision that you are now not happy with. Now the next day after the decision, can you go back to the previous day? No. So when you are in the moment of making the decision, then what you should do is, it's like, that tomorrow me isn't here now. So on behalf of that tomorrow who is going to thank me tomorrow, who couldn't be here, but I'm here now. So I must now be the one that make that decision, that make a good decision. Because tomorrow I'm not going to be happy with this. So if tomorrow I want to be happy, then now, if tomorrow I'm not going to be happy with the decision that I'm going to make now, then I have to decide rather to make the best decision now. So that's tomorrow me. That is not just tomorrow me, that is the MVS, multiversal self. That is a self. It is a you. That is the best that you can be. It is like the question or the purpose, why am I alive? Why am I alive? What's my purpose? What's the point of living? So besides a goal that I want to achieve, one of the goals must not just be that I want to go and maybe have better health, or I want to have better finances, or I want to have a great job, or I want to have this and that, but it also must be regarding you as a human being, as a person, in terms of, well, what is my purpose in life? After all the material things, what else? What's my purpose in life? It can't be just, money, cars, food, survival, living. So you must have a purpose that is higher than just materialistic gains and surviving and eating. There must be something more. So meaning that is when you are going to be, as a human being, wanting to be the best version of yourself, the best version. So that will be multiversal self, the most versatile, best person that you can be. So what decisions are you going to make? Multiversal self. You are making a movie of yourself every day in your mind, and tomorrow, when you have made a decision, you're going to look back, and either you're going to be very happy or very unhappy. Now, here's the thing, not only tomorrow will you be thinking back to your decision of today, sometimes you have decisions that you must make that's going to impact you and take you in a different direction of your life. It's going to have a huge impact on your life. It's going to steer your life into a whole new way, in a whole new direction. So the question is then, when it comes to these kind of decisions, it's very important to have the idea of, for your own self, to be able to think multiversal self, my best self. And not only multiversal self, that is just an idea, but the reality is who is watching you? Who is watching you? What's the purpose of your life? What's the purpose of your life? Whatever decision you're gonna make, are you gonna be happy with it? And you know who's watching? You know who's watching? You know who's watching you? You know who's watching? Right. So who's watching you? And are you going to be happy saying, this is my best decision? Or could you have made a better decision? So when you can make a better decision, go for the better decision. Right. So enjoy making movies, the movies in your mind, and not only the movies that's going to play in your mind about what happened in real life, but also make movies of your future, who you want to be, and then let that movies guide you in terms of what you want to do today. So enjoy the movies. Thank you.